Hey guys, thanks for hitting play. It's Doug Lazy from Now 100.5, another Now playing in your PJs. Her song, ABCDE Forget You, is all over the radio right now. We're playing the clean version. This
Yeah.
is Gayle. How are you, Gayle?
Ooh, I'm doing so well. How are you?
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Have you ever been here to Sacramento before?
I have not actually. I have not. This is the first time.
We got to get you here because like people really, really love you. So you were on James Corden the other night, like killed it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I was so scared the whole time.
How I've never been on national TV and I don't know what that pressure is like. Do you feel pressure at 17 years old going on national TV? Like, or are you at this point in your career where you're like, this is just part of the job?
I mean, it's always going to be like nerve-wracking, like it's also exciting at the same time, but it's like, especially because like you don't get to feel how many people it is because it's just a camera. But then it's also really weird. It's like I've been seeing James Corden all over the internet since I was a child. Like anytime when I was an aware human being, I was like, that person does karaoke and has a TV show. Like I've known his face, I've known his personality, known his name for years. And so like to have him stand in front of me, I was like, are you ready? You're ready. Wow. And then he curses and I was like, okay, all right, okay, all right, okay. And he's so sweet and like what was honestly like the craziest thing is they always do like, and now we have blah 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 with their new single, blah blah blah, and then it shows like they always showed like the card of your single cover or whatever, and like that happened with my EP, and like that was so fun and so amazing to see, and like it was so much fun, and I love the boys that I play with, my band, and we're all going on tour together, and like it was just so fun to get to do that with them too.
I love it so much. Like I said, you killed it. So, in your words, what is ABCDE Forget You about?
I mean, it's about being mad and like not trying to not feel it. For a really long time, I wasn't openly angry with people, or I wasn't willing to admit when people made me mad because I thought it made me a bad person. But it's like, no, like you can hold people accountable for their actions without being rude. I wouldn't necessarily say ABC is the most polite song in the world, but that's also when I just got to a breaking point, and instead of trying to like smush it down even further, I just kind of let it all out there, and like for me too, I don't feel that way towards my ex-boyfriend anymore. I did at one point, 100%, but that's a moment of time. That's ABC. And it's not also just about an ex anymore for me too. Like that song is just when I'm angry, that there it is. It can be towards anything. It can be towards an inanimate object. And you know what? The thing that made it, that birthed it, that's anything to do with it, don't like it. Could be a pole. Still, the person who put a pole there, F them.
I love it. So it's kind of like a one size fits all kind of song for anything that's irritating you in your day.
That was the goal for it, for sure.
I love it. So, what would you say to people who think like you're an overnight success? Like you just started singing yesterday, and bam, here you are, a superstar now. What would you tell them?
I mean, the thing is just like I used to go through a point where I felt like I needed to tell my story to everybody to prove the fact that I need to be here, but like I don't. I mean, if to the people who like would judge me for thinking I'm an overnight success, it's like it's not. And then also like I don't want this to be the most success that I ever have too, so let's not be trying to like hold me down to anything. Um, but I mean, I've been doing music for years. I've been trying to figure out TikTok for like the past year and a half. Like the way that people could think I'm just like a TikToker who like makes music. I'm honestly good with it because like I've been trying to figure out that damn app for years and years and years, years and years and years, a year and a half. But like still like for a minute. And then like I've just always loved music, and that's what I've been doing for years, and I've just been working on the craft of that, and like it's just fun. Like I'm here. I understand that people don't think I've like existed before ABC. I've also released other songs than ABC. I have a song out called Dear Just Horny, but I also have songs before that. Like I have a song called Dumbass that's out, Z, Orange Peel, like I've done other stuff than just that song. Um, but yeah,
Well,
I mean,
we're super happy that you're here and that we know you, Gil, because like you're amazing. So you were discovered by Cara Diaguardi, who we know from back in the day, American Idol, right?
yes, yes, she is good.
How did
Yeah,
she? How'd you get discovered?
I went to this event It was at this place called Trimble House that she owned, and around, oh gosh, 40 people got to go and 20 people got to sing, and she was one of the people critiquing the songs, and so she pulled my name out of a hat, and I sang the verse, pre, and a chorus for her, and I was just about to turn 15, but I was 14 at the time, and I sang one of my songs, and then she reached out for my contact information. She set up a meeting. She told me to bring my favorite co-writers. So then I brought Sarah Davis, who I ended up writing ABC with. She ended up putting me to write with Sarah Davis, me, and Pete Nappy, who actually ended up producing ABC years later, which is such a full circle story. And yeah, I mean, she just like I would send her my songs and she would critique them, and she would critique them. She would let me know what was wrong with them, and like she just like really challenged me to dig deeper as a writer. And what I loved too is that like it wasn't her, like she wouldn't correct things for me. She wanted me to do it myself. You know, she just wouldn't give me the answer to the problem. She'd point out the problem and to see how I figure it out. And that's something I'm really grateful for her doing, you know, not just doing everything for me.
Did you ever think about going like the reality TV route, like the American Idol, The Voice kind of thing, or?
Yeah, like I auditioned for America's Got Talent before like the TV rounds and stuff, and I made it past a couple rounds, and I remember like they told me I was gonna do it, and they ghosted me. And so, and then I've definitely auditioned for The Voice a million times, but I never really got it. And then I thought about maybe auditioning for Disney Channel and all of that when I was younger, but I just never really got the opportunity to, so I didn't.
Can you do the you're watching Disney Channel thing?
And you're watching, and you're watching Disney Channel.
That's awesome. Well, everyone's kicking themselves into you know what now for not giving you the chance, Gail. But like I said, we are so happy that you're here and you're singing for us. What's the best piece of advice you think you've ever gotten?
The best piece of advice I have ever gotten. Oh, you know what? I, I've actually repeated this quite a bit in interviews, and this is literally from Grey's Anatomy, but it's good advice, and it is nothing matters if you're alone. And that really spoke to me because you can have all the success in the world and nothing matters. And it doesn't matter if you have nobody to celebrate it with or to be happy with. You know, and I don't even mean that in like a romantic, you have to have a significant other type of way. Nothing matters if you don't have your own community, you know, like none of that matters if you don't have people around you to like go up with, you know? Um, so yeah, that was something that I heard that and it really spoke to me.
I love that. That's beautiful. What was has singing been your first job, or did you have like a work at
I,
McDonald's job?
yeah, I used to babysit quite a bit. The last time I babysat though, it's 3 kids. Also, I probably shouldn't be admitting this, but it was like my boyfriend's girlfriend would babysit these kids, and then she didn't want to do it anymore. So then I started doing it. Then I lied to them and told she first of all she lied to them, and then I kept up with the lie. She told them I was like 17 when I was 14. So like I was literally a child watching children. Like I couldn't drive them anywhere if anything happened. I didn't know how to drive. I always had people drop me off, and I'm like, that wasn't suspicious. But it was 3 kids. They're the cutest little things. It was 2 older girls. Like one was probably like I think she was like 9. The other one was like 6, and the little boy was 2. And then the last time I babysat him, he threw up on me and he pooped in the backyard.
Yeah,
So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do music more.
it sounds easier, right?
Yeah.
And you're probably making a little more than babysitting too.
I don't know. The parents were doctors and lawyers, and they did pretty well. They paid me pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. And I saw the money right away. That was nice.
Nice. That is really nice. I wanted to ask, so now that you got this huge hit song and everybody knows you and we're all loving you, has there been like a big check where you bought something big and you're like, I'm gonna treat myself, I'm gonna do this for me?
No, I would say, I mean, I bought my car. That was really exciting, but I did that before ABC. That I was able to like save up my money. My mom put the down payment on the car, but I'm able to like pay my own car. And at one point I was paying my own phone bill, and that was just nice. But then my mom would try and take away my phone, and I was like, technically, I pay for it. And she's like, I don't like that.
I love it. So are you a fan of daylight savings time? Are you like for it or against it?
My goal is to not be bitter and feel neutral towards it. That's the goal.
But could your song ABCDE could it cover daylight savings time losing this hour that we just did?
It's always so annoying. It's always so annoying. I hate it so much. I also like don't like change. Like I love change. Like I love chaos and things changing all the time. But if something stays consistent and then it just changes out of nowhere, I'm like, I don't like that. That's weird.
100%. So I wanted to ask you, we're doing this contest right now where we're giving out 500 bucks. It's called Brooke and Jeffrey's Big Bribe, where people actually go to our website, they enter to win. We call their name, they call back, and we give them 500 bucks. If you had $500 right now, what would you spend it on, Gail?
I would just save it. It would stress me out to spend $500. But if I, just for the sake of the question, if I had $500, I'd probably buy clothes. Honestly, I'm in LA right now, and like, just like the clothes hit different here, you know, so I'd probably spend it on clothes or shoes. I've been really getting into shoes recently, like just nice, aesthetically pleasing, like good looking shoes, especially for like performance stuff. Like, I really like wearing sneakers just because I can like jump around more and not to be in heels. But then, like, that can get expensive. Like, if you're like, oh, this is pretty, oh, this is pretty, and you're like, that's a lot of money, you know?
But hey, if you got 500 bucks to spend, why not? What's next for you, Gail?
What's next for me? I mean, I'm releasing the EP, which is like, that's so exciting. And then I'm currently working on another project, maybe, possibly. Going on tour, which is also very exciting. I'm so excited to do that. Just doing the music thing, you know, writing with people, collaborating with people, and doing new things. Or at least I'm trying my best to do new things for me.
Like I said, I'm so happy that you're on all of our radar now because we really, really do love you. What do you want to tell your number one fans here in Sacramento?
I love you and I appreciate you, and I hope you're having a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gail, thank you so much for taking time to hang out with us here in Sacramento, Gail.
Thank you. I really appreciate you very much.